Lebu ngithi mina ngithola umuntu othengisa isigodi sama-qualification njengoba mina sengifuna i-degree ye-medicine kanje bathi 5.8 bese lapho bayakunikeza bakunikeze ne-stethoscope awuyifuni wena eyi-1 awuyifuni.
Hello and welcome back to yet another Twitter Trends segment with me. So we are still on these news of Dr. Mathews, the TikTok doctor. Some people are still wanting to find on whether is he an actual medical doctor or a psychologist. So guys, I was actually browsing through my YouTube and I came across an unpacked interview with Dr. Mathews, and actually Ulebo referred to him as a psychology student. This was literally about a year ago. Furthermore, I also did see on Twitter his GoFundMe account whereby he referred to himself as a clinical psychologist. So it's literally so much that has been going on. This one literally took me back. So I had a friend way back in uni and he loved referring to himself as Dr. Ele, and I used to really be fascinated over this and asked him why is he always referring to himself as a doctor. And you know, he always stated that, you know what, in the black community there's a lot of disrespect that, you know, he is going to be healing people ngokwezengqondo. So therefore when he is a clinical psychologist he would love to be referred to as a doctor, and obviously he would have to, you know, do his honors, his masters as well as his PhD for him to be called a doctor. So I even searched this on Google and asked Google whether a psychologist could be called a doctor, of which this is true. When you have a PhD you are automatically referred to as Dr. Sbanban. So this might also be the case in our famous TikTok doctor, Dr. Mathews. Perhaps he did study psychology and he did his PhD, and because he's so smart he was able to finish at the age of 21. As you guys have heard that he skipped some of his grades. So some people are still fighting this, and now the only issue here is that with him, he goes on TikTok and verbally says that he is a medical doctor. And now people are even going on his LinkedIn account. His LinkedIn account shows that his actual practice name is Dr. Mathews Sanele Zingelwa, instead of Ulani, the one that we know as on TikTok Ugutu Dr. Lani. So on his LinkedIn, he is Dr. Sanele Singelwa. Now people still went on and searched this Dr. Singelwa on the HPCSA and actually found that still this information that he has been giving us does not correspond with the one that we are seeing out there. Furthermore, he stated that he's currently doing ComServe. However, the Dr. Sanele Singelwa is currently an intern. Furthermore, he did not study at the University of Witwatersrand, however, studied in Cuba and is an actual human being. He has an Instagram, and so basically people have come forward to state that he is stealing someone else's identity and he should be reported for fraud, you know, you guys. And someone actually came forward and stated that I was sharing an entire room for 3 years. He was my roommate Dr. Zingelwa for 3 years. So here's some of the things that people are saying to basically expose Dr. Lani. Let me just say these are all allegations because there's really no proof at this point to back up what people have been saying on Twitter. So one person came forward and said this: okay, I was in the clinic last month. A lady who claims to be his mom's friend said he is not a doctor, he's lying. She also said a few years ago, he was claiming to be a policeman, allegedly. Guys, how old is Dr. Mathews? He's only 24 years and he's tried to be a policeman, didn't work out, but now he's trying to be a medical doctor. Like, now, another person said, we need to be honest about Dr. Mathews Lani. He's one of those fake doctors with fake qualifications. We've seen many in South Africa. They are not registered. If he's not on HPCSA database, he is not a medical doctor. A lot of people know him that he studied psychology. Now let's just go back, guys. So as we all know, for those of you who do follow him on TikTok, this guy literally bought himself a brand new car, and this is what drove this entire conversation. This is why a lot of people are now stating that he is a fake doctor. I think it was reported way back in 2022, and this entire conversation fizzled out, but because he bought a new car, people are now bringing it up back again, mainly because of that car. And one can argue that sometimes we just need to celebrate in private. It's true that, there's something called the evil eye. Sometimes people will not be happy with you when you have achieved something. Now, I'm not saying he is a real medical doctor or whether he's a fake medical doctor, but I'm just saying that the only reason as to why this conversation is being brought forward once again is mainly because of his brand new car. And I actually like what this person said. They said, all this started because of the Ford Ranger video celebration. Dr. Mathews has been on TikTok for ages, and that HPCSA video is so old. Fear, jealousy. I really hope he is legit, because wow. Now guys, we cannot shy away from the fact that the evil eye is something that actually does exist. We have seen people being broken on Twitter, families like into enhle bafowethu ishintsho ibe yinto nje negative, something that is so beautiful and should be celebrated ishintsho ibe yinto negative. Yes, sometimes Black Twitter can be correct. Sometimes they are so incorrect, and there's just a lot of toxicity. So we just have to see as everything unfolds whether this doctor is legit or whether he's not, or whether everyone, is being jealous and they're just projecting their fears and their jealousy on him, because he's only 24 years old and he has already achieved so much. He's changing cars like he's changing socks, you guys. So let's just engage down on the comments. Tell me what your thoughts are. Like the video and also subscribe if you have not yet done so. And I will surely see you guys on my next video. Bye.
I get this question a lot. When did I finish matric? Okay, so firstly, I don't have a matric certificate. I have a high school diploma because I got a scholarship to study through the Cambridge International Schools. So I actually have a high school diploma from Cambridge University. But to answer your question, I skipped 3 grades during my schooling years. So I skipped grade 4, grade 6, and grade 8. And then I finished school when I was 16. So I went to medical school when I was 16. And then I graduated from Wits Medical School at the age of 21. And then became a working doctor at the age of 22. Now I am 24 and I've been a doctor for 3 years. Now I'm doing community service. And next year, I'm going to be a medical officer at the age of 25.